What is Tantric Smecks? So yoga is innately tantric. Now, the kind of yoga that I'm talking about isn't this fast fashion, westernized, athletic, feel-good kind of yoga. Although that's great and healthy and it has incredible benefits for sure, absolutely. What I'm talking about are the classical yogic traditions. And in the classical yogic traditions, they're focusing on energy. It's all about your energy body. What are you doing with your energy? Being aware of your energy body. Classical yoga is understanding these meridian points all throughout the body and that you can activate them and open them up in a profound and deep way through your sexual practice. Now, in Taoism, which is a Chinese version of Tantra, and scholars are now able to locate that Tantra originated in India and then spread throughout Asian continents. So Taoism has similarities, just different names. And in Taoism, they focus a lot on health and wellness through using our sexual energy. And there's an understanding of these three kinds of energy in our body. There's our Jing, Qi, which is our denser, more sexual energy at the base of our body. Then there's our Qi. So Qi is just another form of energy, but Qi is going to be here, which has to do with our emotions and our thoughts. And then we have Shen, which is our higher spiritual energy. And so what understanding Tantra and these classical teachings of yoga is that you're moving and understanding how to alchemize denser sexual energy that has a lot of fire and a lot of fastness and movement to be able to transmute and clear out and activate certain energy centers to ultimately awaken to higher states of spiritual awareness and enlightenment through the body, through smecks. And doing classical yoga, which is energy work, while having smecks equals tantric smecks. It is known in classical yogic traditions, classical tantric traditions, that you can convert your sexual energy into multiple different kinds of energy in and around the body. You can also translate it into health and wellness through certain organs. Now, when most people are interested in tantric smecks, what they're really interested in, once I dive a little deeper, is that they're really actually wanting to understand a holistic approach to their body. So there's three main ways that we evolve in our sexuality. I find that people can get really allured and excited about the energy practices, but if people are jumping to the spiritual states of awareness and wanting to get there, it's often rooted in this trying to bypass or jump past older wounding that's in and around their sexuality, their body, their organs, their sense of expression. And so it's really important to work with the body layer by layer. So holistically, understanding breath, sound, movement. How do you feel? What associations are related to your pleasure, to your big O, to relationship, to all of the things that require deep and intimate flow inside of play with yourself, but also with another. Then what ends up happening is you start moving into what's called more of a sacred smecks practice, where you start to, through the holistic approach and understanding what holistic smecks is, which is coming home to your real nature, understanding the mechanics of your body, which we all have not been taught, is that, oh wow, everything that I experience through my body is sacred. Like, it is alive. Like, we do not live in a dead universe. Like, when my emotions are flowing through me, it is literally a life force, and I can use it to fuel my body. I can feel the deep sense of love at the center of my heart while I am making love to another. I can heal in smecks as well. This is more of that sacredness, coming home to the temple, understanding that this is a sacred space where you digest, transmute, accelerate inside of the space. Tantric smecks is coming into this with an intention, understanding meridian points, understanding chakra centers, and intentionally allowing movement to move through these different areas with the intention of a higher state of awareness, a higher state of consciousness and activation, just a sense of play, just a sense of deep level of surrender, communing with deities through the body, communing with a contemplation to get a deeper understanding that is beyond the mind around something that is just curious for you. And this is also why Neo-Tantra became so popular in the West, because Tantric smecks and the classical teachings are challenging for the for the Western person, because it requires us to be out of the mind, deeply embodied and connected to our energy. For most of us, we have been trained and conditioned, and even more so with technology, love technology, and there's pros and cons in everything. Most of us are so mind dominant that to be with the energy practice is frustrating, boring. It also ends up bringing up a lot of the numbness and a lot of the unfelt charged emotions, the wounds, like the core wounds that we haven't been taught how to deal with. So we never actually get access to it. So Neo-Tantra is recognizing this and creating spaces where you have liberatory practice to liberate your humanity. That's what holistic sex is, that people start with, like that most people are actually desiring to have, is they want to feel like they are able to be in their aliveness, that they are in love with their humanity. And from that, there's a flow of life. There's like a electric radiance, a sense of peace in who and what they are, and then therefore they can actually be able to have greater bandwidth to be with challenge in life. And then from that, it starts to open up into the sacredness of what pleasure is, what our relationships are actually designed to be experienced in, like what it actually provides us to be in those unions, in those friendships, all of the Tantra is something that is like a stepping stone for our Western tradition, and most of us around the world are heavily impacted by things that keep us in the mind. And if you're desiring to be more in love with your humanity, to come back into flow in life and to find pleasure and play even in the challenging times, and inside of your relationship, first and foremost, to be able to move through the seasons and cycles, because we all have them. We all have the seasons and cycles that we move through. We have a sexual season, we have an orgasmic season, we have a relational season, we have a business season, the whole thing. And we just haven't learned how to move through certain phases of it. And if we understand how to do that on a holistic level through the avenue of our smacks, we'll be able to do that in all areas of life. So if you are interested in understanding what this is for you, any sexual challenges that are there, and if you have a deep desire to feel something so deeply in you, in your body, that is absolutely your birthright, then reach out, book a call with me, send me a DM. I can also send you the link. I always do a free chat with everyone, because I feel it is very important that people understand what is actually going on in their body, so that they can move forward in healing it, in eradicating it, so that they can come back to their wholeness. This is what the world needs. We need to all come back to our original essence and come back into play and curiosity.